Welcome back, everyone, to another episode of Undermountain, our dungeon delving adventure here on Javelin Entertainment. We stream this game every Thursday starting at 6 p.m. Central, and if you missed the last chapter, you can find it on the channel page or by clicking on the playlist link down in the description. Last time, our adventurers made their way to a goblin bazaar where they negotiated some heavy armor for Ari in exchange for mending up the broken armor that the goblins had. Brother Elias used this opportunity to show off his clerical abilities and proselytize one of the goblins named Clioh. When Valcrie was captured, which Valcrie captured as a drawing, the goblins introduced them to their leader, Yek the Tall, who appeared to be a human and told them the features of the dungeon in exchange for a price in platidamz. The party also negotiated the release of an imprisoned dwarf who was to be sentenced to death for thievery, but immediately after being freed, attacked the nearest bugbear, launching them all into combat. The dwarf quickly took out the bugbear, but was somehow frozen in place before being put to sleep by Zella and killed by a vicious bugbear swing. However, the party was already in battle and being attacked by the other bugbear guards. Valcrie tired of the lethargic leader, took off Yek's head with a powerful blast of starlight from her staff, and the circlet, falling off his head, immediately began to shrink his body back to that of a normal goblin form. Seeing this, the other goblins all fled in terror, and the party was able to find a map and some coin tucked neatly within the dwarf's posterior. But they were banished from the bazaar and decided to continue deeper into the Arcane Chambers. And so this is where we find our adventurers today. You all have wandered east from the bazaar after being told that the exit lied in the southeast, and passing by a cross hall where large frescoes of that depict dwarves rolling and stacking barrels is carved from the stone, and some of them even appear to wave or wink in your direction. But you continued past over towards the east and are now passing through another hall. What would you all like to do?
I would like to see the map.
Oh, thank you for reminding. I'm always on it, so I forget to move you guys there sometimes.
And we were trying to go both south and east, right? That was our prerogative. Was that right, guys?
Yes, but you guys had chosen the eastern tunnel, and so Ari was in the process of kind of heading down that way, followed by Zella, Xana, and Haleth.
Perfect. Let's continue along said path.
All right. And
You're gonna have to move me because my internet has shot shit.
I can do that.
Would an inspiring song move you?
Feels
I don't know where we are.
Oh, let me help.
It is pitchy black.
Did that bring you? That should have brought you right on top. Can you see?
No. Here we go. Finally, after scrolling forever. Here we go.
Yeah, I have to zoom out super far.
Well, I was trying to.
Well, see, when I zoomed out super far, then Roll20 decided it was gonna glitch and just not show me anything. So I then zoomed back in, and then it was black again. So I was like, computer.
Yeah, I was trying to use the glitch. Might have been when I tried to zoom you over to our location.
No, you do that after. So it's just being a butt. Continue.
All right. But yes, Ari, you're kind of leading the charge down this hall, and you still see as this stone passage continues forward. And even from the back, Elias, you can see as it starts to turn from this very clean carved stone to rough-hewn rock that appears to have been mined away, and their stone floor turns into dirt passages up ahead.
Interesting. All right, let's keep going, guys.
Yep. Yeah. Aha. Looks like there's it opens up to the left.
And Ari now.
Hey, there's something up here.
Ari, as you reach this area, you can see that the... Gosh dang it.
What the fuck just happened?
It just did it again. It is what it is. It's fine. I'll just be adding and re-adding. Reset. Yeah. I don't know why that only happens with Joe. It's so weird. Actually, Joe, let me see if I can fix your lighting. It may be your massive radius. Let me turn that down slightly because you won't need that.
Your radius is too big, Joe.
We'll see if that helps at all.
Sometimes it just really confuses people looking at my massive radius.
But yes, as you reach this, Ari, you can see that this cave kind of opens up, and it looks like it was mined or dug through the actual existing dungeon walls, and seems to have one to the north and one to the southeast.
I'm also not back yet.
You should be. Yeah, I re-added your token.
Here, I'll share my screen on Discord, but
Oh, baby.
that's what I see. I'm on 10%.
Elias. Did you share something somewhere?
Yeah, my screen is shared in Discord.
Oh, shared.
Yeah.
Oh, what the heck?
Yep. I'm at 10%. Like, I'm zoomed out. I can zoom in.
Why is yours so broken?
I have no idea. Here, I'll try reloading it, I guess.
Yeah, that would be my best guess. I have no idea what's breaking with yours. I think we'll definitely have to try the smaller maps for next one, though. This is really frustrating. And I don't know why it only happens with you. It just doesn't make any sense why it only happens with your token and literally nobody else's.
Search me, dude.
I'm trying to see if there's anything different about your character token, and there's nothing different. Did that fix it?
Ow.
Joe,
What's up?
did that fix it?
I am back. Reloading seems to have fixed it. It
Okay.
appears as though I can move.
Alrighty. Well, hopefully it works.
How's Freya doing?
Well, she's playing with her Nylabone, and because I don't want to hold it for her, she keeps trying to jump on my back while I'm sitting.
Oh, that's nice.
And it's fun. It's kind of like a back massage, except it's not
Painful?
in the right places. Yeah, with her puppy needle feet. So, you know, it's going. Are you content now, though? Huh?
But yes, Elias and Ari, you are up near this cave, and everyone else is following behind.
Alright, right or up, guys? Looks like right might go down.
Let's go
That may
right.
be the directional.
Alright, let's do it. Charge! Yep,
Right seems like the main
it
path.
seems right.
Yeah. This appears very, very tight.
Snuggly.
Yeah, it is a very tight fit as it goes down from about 20 feet or 10 feet wide to about 5 feet wide as you kind of inch through. And in places, Elias, you kind of have to turn sideways and kind of squeeze through these tunnels. But Ari, eventually you come out onto the other side. seeing once again a return back to the normal stone floors, and what looks to be a cave-in on the opposite side of the hall.
Oh.
Oh, snap. Something went wrong while displaying this webpage.
I got you, Bree.
I'm moving.
Well, you're moving the wrong direction. That's why I was helping.
Well, I did that because I wanted to see what was over there. For my map clearing.
I'm sorry.
For the bonus star at the end when you clear the most map spaces.
Did you
That's what I'm
want
doing.
to look into that room, Valcrie?
Yes.
Okay,
Yeah.
so you peer in past this other passage, and kind of looking in, you see a small chamber with a door on the north end.
Sounds good to know.
Okay.
I shall remember the door.
Door has been locked away, but yes, Ari, everyone is able to kind of follow through onto the other end and quickly files through the small chamber.
Well, now my map is all blurry, so I'm sorry. What the fuck?
How's our boy Haleth doing? He looks very sad.
He does just have a very sad look about him. Go ahead and make me an insight or perception check, though.
Doesn't have his friendos. And we're kind of finding them, kind of not.
Yeah, the entire time that you've been around him, he's kind of had this almost indifference about him. And his hair kind of hangs over his face. His skin is very grayed. It's very hard to get much of any read off of him. He's pretty quiet, kind of leaving the group dynamics to you all and kind of tending to more observe and help out when necessary. But yes, the right half of this passage is completely caved off. It appears that someone might have tried to dig through, or it started to dig through and then it got crumbled, but the passage to the right seems to stop, and there is only a passage of the clean stone walls to the north. And Ari, looking up there from the light of your blade, you can see that it actually diverges into two different directions about 20 feet ahead of you.
Two roads diverged in a
brownstone wood.
Not yellow dungeon.
It is still, both of them seem to still travel north, at least from what you can see.
Well, guess we gotta check this way, yeah?
Let's do it. Which way did you actually go? I lost your character.
Haleth kind of looks up.
The only way you can go.
Yeah, Haleth kind of looks up
The
at
only
you.
way.
I always choose the right path in this instance. And kind of motions over to the right.
Let's do it.
Alright then.
So an observant fellow, I guess.
I think Ari has some skill with celestial navigation, but I think he's a little out of his reckoning in spelunking.
And Ari, as you get about there, you see some light coming from off to your right. There seems to be another arched doorway, and there's just a bit of torchlight that is flickering out in your direction. And you can hear some very soft sounds. Go ahead and make me a perception check.
Okay.
You
We're doing better.
You hear these sounds of kind of clinking metal, of chewing, kind of a senseless whistling. It sounds like someone is around this corner, and it seems like they are eating or enjoying food or drink of some sort.
Well, I shall quietly relay that information to the stragglers.
Okay, go ahead and roll me a stealth check. You can roll it at advantage.
Clink,
I
clink.
am in heavy
clink.
armor, although I don't know how much it affects it for whispering.
Clink.
So you can decide if that cancels the advantage or not.
Joe, can you still see everything, or did that fix it for you right away?
I can see what I'm supposed to see, it appears, except my radius is quite short.
Yep.
I see out to there.
Oh,
Perfect.
It automatically gave me disadvantage.
Oh shit!
I clicked advantage, and I was like, okay,
Well,
if
he
Austin
can-
says I have advantage and doesn't object,
He can
and then it
probably
says
overrule it,
no.
I guess.
it says no.
That's really funny. Well, it would have been advantage and then disadvantage, which cancels out, so it would be the first roll, which was a 9. And as you kind of call back, you try to sort of whisper under it, but Elias and Zella don't quite get what you're saying, and they kind of call back, What is going on? And at that, you hear a voice kind of call out, Who's there?
Does this voice sound bugbeary? I would like to automatically succeed this check because of how many times bugbears have beaten the shit out of me.
There is a refinement in this voice that you have never heard a bugbear have before, but you cannot say for certain. But it would be very unlikely.
I'm not sure how comforting I find that answer. I ran out of ice cream last night, and now I'm very sad.
And you hear the voice once again just call out, Protect me from anyone that comes in.
Ooh,
They sound like a dramatic.
they do sound dramatic. Can I gender the voice?
Make an insight check.
Yeah.
This sounds like a female, though it's a lower register. It is a clearly female voice, and you can actually detect a bit of an accent on it. It is very familiar to you, as it is nearly identical to your own accent, meaning she is likely from the same nation.
That's exciting. Well, I'm gonna go make friends, guys.
Hell yeah, you are.
Are you getting closer?
I'm-
All right, Ari.
Yeah, I am getting closer. Wait, but before I get violently attacked here, I am going to, announce that I'm coming by asking who's in there, and hopefully, hearing a human and non-bugbear voice, they will deign to talk.
Yeah, as you kind of call out, and Elias, you kind of step behind, both of you can see that there is a woman who is clad in some decently heavy armor for where she's at. That kind of steps beside, and Ari, as you go to step forward into this hall, you don't feel restrained or any kind of forceful, but you can feel a pressure on your chest, just kind of almost as if something was holding or right in front of you. It's just this very light pressure on your armor, on your chest piece. But you and Elias can see this figure as she sort of steps forward. And let me make sure. Yeah, you should have that light. And she kind of stands there, and you also see this long table kind of stretched out behind her with all sorts of tables and dishes and food and drink lying upon it. But she sort of holds out, and as you try to step forward, Ari, you feel the pressure intensified, and you find that you can't actually move any farther forward. And
Okay.
she sort of holds this mace in her hand and a shield on her other arm, and kind of looks at you. Who goes there? Who are you people?
My name's Ari. We're down here having a little peek around. What are you doing here?
Well, I came in with some of my companions and we were separated, so I am making the best of a bad situation.
Hey, Haleth, is she with you?
As you kind of call over to Haleth, Ari, what's your passive perception?
My passive perception. Not excellent. 12.
Okay. It seems like this woman is kind of speaking and kind of cuts off short as you call over, and Haleth kind of steps up next to you. And he kind of half looks in and is like, I can't seem to get any closer. Midna,
That's...
is that your voice I hear? And there is no response from inside.
That's fucking weird.
What's going on here?
I'm sorry, who did you say is there with you?
Haleth, we found him in a pit somewhere. And, helped him out because, I don't know, leaving people in pits don't sit right with me.
Oh. Well, that's very kind of you. Have you talked much with Haleth?
He doesn't seem to talk a lot. Why?
Could you bring Haleth to me? And you kind of look around confused for a moment, and then suddenly Haleth kind of begins to be escorted past in through the middle and kind of to right about here.
Okay, I sufficiently have the heebie-jeebies.
Thank you. Now guard the door again. And Haleth just kind of stands there looking at this woman, the two of them kind of looking back and forth. Minna, it's good to see you again. Haleth, yes, wonderful to see a friendly face. Have you found any of the others? Still looking for one. One of them's... well, he had an unfortunate incident. And, just out of curiosity, who exactly was that? Well, I never found where Kellum went off to, but Copper, he fell to a bugbear. To a bugbear? Yes, nasty bastards are quite everywhere, aren't they? When's the last time you've seen Rex? Rex and Copper and I all kind of split up in different directions when some of the bugbears came after us. I found my way over here and have been helping myself. Seems only proper. You always were good at helping yourself. Do you still have it with you? I'm sure Rex must have taken it with him. I would definitely go try and find him. As these two are conversing back and forth, are any of the rest of you doing anything?
I'd like to poke, kind of poke on whatever is being a barrier.
You kind of reach out your hand and you can feel something in front of you. You actually kind of grasp on, and there's something semi-tangible. You kind of press around it, and it almost feels like there are these arms just kind of pressed against your breastplate.
I would like to give them a hug.
You kind of try and reach around and kind of extend your arms into this awkward hug, and Elias is just kind of looking over at you, very confused.
Am I successful in giving it a hug?
I mean, yeah, you can kind of feel where the shoulders are, and you kind of put your hands. Whatever this entity is, it's holding you at arm's length, and so it takes your entire arm's length. So it's not a close hug. It's kind of a distant one. Leave space for Jesus and such, but you can sort of accomplish it.
Okay, well, I'll assume that's taken me a few moments.
Is anyone else doing anything as Ari tries to hug this unseen entity?
Oh, I'm enjoying this tremendously, so now.
I might just peek so I can observe a little better, but like that's about it.
Valcrie jealous of hugs.
Yeah, Valcrie, you kind of move up behind Ari
There
so
we
you
go.
can peek in and see.
Yeah.
And you can see Haleth is just kind of standing there, and this woman is... Actually, go ahead and make me an insight check, Valcrie.
Okie dokie. I haven't actually opened my character sheet yet, so let me do that. Ba-doo. Character sheet. Hashtag insight.
You are having a
Oh.
very hard time actually seeing or hearing the conversation. Ari's hugging is just completely distracting you, and you're so confused. You've seen hugging before, but this seems like such an odd circumstance that you just have to capture it in the moment. So you turn and flip open a
She's
page
drawing,
of your book.
yep. Mm-hmm. That's fine. She's short anyway. She probably can't see amongst all the tall behemoths. It's fine.
Ari is not that tall.
Xana or Zella, is there anything that you wanted to do?
I'm just trying to get my computer to work.
So is Xana just listening in for now?
Yep. Just observing.
And Sam?
I will likewise just try and observe.
Alright. So you all kind of
Those
crowd.
Guitar practice was preventing me from getting all the details.
You all kind of crowd around this doorway and look in to see these two figures converse, and it's kind of odd what's happening. You all feel kind of crunched in, almost as if you're like peering in, friend style, around the doorway as you kind of watch or listen to this conversation taking place, and it seems somewhat awkward. And there is just this moment where all of a sudden the woman just sort of begins to lock up into place, and slowly Haleth kind of steps forward and once again meets the similar resistance, Ari, that you feel, and you can see him kind of stop against this, and he just slowly pulls out the javelin and just kind of presses it forward into where that is. And you see as there is suddenly this dispersion of energy as this just breaks around him. And you see like this blue magical essence just kind of crash around the floor and disperse into nothing. And then he takes like a half step forward, and then there's another kind of moment where he's kind of pushed back. And actually, ooh, that's... Let me check. Yeah. So as he kind of steps forward, and there's this another kind of moment where he's stopped from pursuing forward, this woman suddenly kind of breaks and shakes her head free and begins to kind of step back and is like, "Finish him off! Kill them all!" and kind of steps backwards. And I need everybody to go ahead and roll me some initiative.
Tired of these goddamn strangers trying to kill us for no
Two.
reason.
See, that was the person I wanted to be friends with. She seems to have a cool power. Why'd you gotta
Well,
be a bitch like that?
We're about to make friends by force.
Those are my favorite friends.
See, that makes me wonder if Haleth is sketchy or if she's sketchy. Someone is
I
sketchy.
think they're both. Their whole group is sketchy.
Yep. Maybe I need to try and insight him after the battle and see what up. You know, if he's not dead.
Yeah.
Knock on wood.
It's unlikely he's a good guy if his friends left him in a hole.
I mean, you're probably right.
Let me make sure that's right. Nope, that's not.
Well, now he knows I can take off heads, so he better not turn on me.
He has my javelin.
You might want to steal your javelin back.
And we've got Valcrie, Zella, Ari, Elias. Jess, do you need me to roll for you?
Where do you just store these giant swords and javelins? Do you just have like a really porcupine-esque pack?
Did my roll at least come through?
Yep.
Okay.
Alrighty. So, Ari, you are the first one to kind of catch sight of this. Is there anything that you're doing in reaction as she kind of calls out this command? Seemingly to the thin air around you.
Yeah. So, I would like to, take the thing that I'm hugging, right? And if it please the court, could I actually stab it with the dagger while I'm still hugging it, such that I could get advantage? Because even though normally you have disadvantage on things you can't see, I'm hugging it, and a dagger is something you can have very close to your body.
Go ahead and give me a perception check. Yeah, I'll allow it. I'll actually let you roll this at advantage, not even canceling out for this one.
Oh yeah.
And that will hit. Go ahead and roll me damage.
I knew I took the dagger for a reason.
As you kind of have this dagger, uncertain of what's going to happen, like as you're hugging it, you just kind of reach down and just kind of cut up into it underneath where the shoulder would be. And there's this just moment where you see the shudder of magical energy before it disperses and you feel the pressure on your breastplate release.
Ain't that neat?
Anything else?
Yeah, I'll use my movement speed to move forward and see if I encounter anything else.
Nope.
You hear I guess I'll run it.
You hear a thump on the back of your armor, but to no effect. And you get right about there, and you do now feel another pressure on your breastplate.
All right. I would like to. I would like to poke this one as well.
Alrighty.
I assume this would be disadvantaged.
Yes, this one will be at disadvantage.
Gone.
11 still hits. Go ahead and roll me damage. And yeah, once again, another shudder and dispersion of magical energy.
Ain't that neat? Well, yep. That's unless I can feel something else, that's about all I got for this turn.
Go ahead and roll me an insight. Yeah, just an insight check.
Oh, I didn't mean to have that at disadvantage, but there we go. Still.
Alright. Elias, that'll bring us to you. You see Ari, he kind of breaks through whatever magical barriers are in his path, and you can feel that same sort of pressure right in front of you. Oh, we lost a Joe and a Sam.
The internet's a finicky thing.
Well, this should be hopefully fairly straightforward. We'll go ahead and keep things moving. I'll say that he will follow your suggestion for now and just kind of reaching forward, and let me just roll. Yeah, that is plenty. As he kind of causes the ethereal flail to summon forth from his quarterstaff, he breaks through the force in front of him as well as it scatters down to the floor. And he kind of takes a few steps up behind you, kind of looking around unsteadily and uncertain, not sure of who to trust in this situation, and that'll be it for him. Following his turn, this woman, kind of looking around, she will... Yeah, she is just going to begin to summon forth this magical divine energy as it begins to swirl around her, these shadows kind of emerging up from the ground, circling her.
When you say divine energy, are we feeling like more paladin-y or more cleric-y type activities here?
Roll me a religion check.
Ooh, that is not one of the things that Ari is good at. Okay, never mind.
All right.
I'm being rewarded for not playing D&D for 2 weeks.
There are a lot of religions that are sort of observed in the City of Splendors, and you have seen them come and go. Typically, those of the clerical nature, much like Elias, focus using a holy symbol, and you can actually see emblazoned upon her shield is a holy symbol that you actually recognize. This one is not of the Sovereign Host, but actually a member of the Dark Six, which you know are kind of the counterpart to the Sovereign Host. And this symbol in particular is for the Shadow. And so this appears to be a cleric of the Shadow.
When you say the counterparts, is that like an evil connotation, or...?
No, not necessarily evil. They were part of the Sovereign Host and sort of split off in an event that was known as the Schism. So they're seen as more of the neutral or raw gods. Not... Some people would call them evil, but you understand that, especially being from this city, that their worship is open and accepted within the city.
Okay.
And nothing is necessarily wrong with it, but it's definitely on the darker side.
Gotcha.
And as this is summoned forth, I need for you to make me a wisdom save, Ari.
I am filling up my water bottle. Give me 1 moment.
Yeah, no problem.
The wireless headset has me in bad habits. Alright, wisdom save.
DC. Oh, that is not quite enough. Alright, so as these shadows begin to apparate, they begin to lash out in your direction. And you are going to take 9 points of necrotic damage.
Luckily, I still had temp HP from the last time Elias did his bullshit. So that only took 1 real HP.
And at this point, she is still sort of backing away, kind of moving into a defensive position towards towards this edge of the room.
It doesn't have to be this way, but if I have to come get you, it's not gonna end well for you.
Why did you bring him here? What are you? What is this? Are you all some sort of necromancers? And Zella, that'll bring us to you. Do we have a Sam back? She's in. I don't know if she can hear us now.
So our audio just came back.
Yep.
That was weird there for a second. I'll move into the doorway. And what are we doing?
So it looks like there is some sort of magical force or entities that are kind of preventing too much movement in to this room. You had just seen as what started it all was Minna, or this woman seemed to be kind of frozen for a moment as Haleth began to approach her. And Haleth kind of destroyed a few of these magical barriers. And Minna kind of ran away, casting a spell and kind of looking a bit concerned. And Ari then charged forward and also attacked his way through a couple of these barriers. But no one has attacked any of the actual physical entities yet.
Gotcha. Is the woman still running away?
She's not running away, but she's kind of backing away with her shield up in a defensive position.
I will hold my attack for either one of our party to physically attack her or else to yell that we should attack her.
Alright. That'll bring us to Xana.
Okay, is there anything anywhere around me, or am I still outside the...
You are still out in the hall, and the room is kind of out in front of you, but you can see all this happen.
Okay, I think I'm gonna cast that, flaming sword thing, and then just hold an action.
Alright, what are you holding your action for?
Sort of hanging back and observing what everybody else is doing. And then if we do really decide to attack, then I will.
Okay. Then after you is Haleth, and Haleth is going to, sensing another kind of force around him, is going to go ahead and try and break through it with the Javelin. And he actually senses 2. And what is that? Yeah, and with 2 quick kind of spins of the Javelin, his eyes kind of never leaving this woman, he just disperses 2 of these magical constructs or entities, and they just disperse into blue energy. And he kind of turns opposite direction from Ari and begins to move towards her. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yep. And so that'll be. Oh shoot. Oops. Oh, that is not a success either. And so he is also going to take, as the shadows lash out against him, he is going to take 16 points of necrotic damage. And that'll bring us to Valcrie.
All these passive people not actually attacking. Okay. I guess first we're gonna try and step forward, however much we may. So I don't know where there may be a bubble.
Yeah, so just move 5 feet at a time, and we'll go that way.
Well, if I move 5, I'm gonna step on Zella. So I'm gonna step in the room.
Okay, you can move 10, and then yeah. Yep.
Okay, so
You're
here's
still
that.
good.
And how about here?
Still good.
And here.
Still good, but now you can feel. Oh no, yep, you're still good.
And here.
And still good.
Okay. Well, I don't want to move further than that. It's already pretty in the room. Yeah. No, I'm good with that. I'll save 5 movement. Doesn't matter. We're gonna take a chance here and see if the dice will let me do something. If it doesn't, then it's whatever.
Alright.
So Valcrie is going to speak into her mind so no one else can hear it. And she's gonna say, yes or no. Are you afraid of Haleth? Is he bad?
Roll me a persuasion check. At advantage.
Nice. I mean, because there's a creepy voice in her head, so you know.
Yeah.
Persuasion advantage.
And this, does it take an action to do this?
I don't. No, that's just like, it's basically the same as talking. I just talk in her mind instead. It's the equivalent of
Gotcha.
like that.
I didn't know if it was like the message cantrip, which I know takes an action.
Nope, not message.
Cool.
Not cantrip.
So yeah, and can she respond back to you?
She has to say it out loud. That's why I said only say yes or no.
You just hear her you see her kind of look around as these shadows are still kind of creeping around her on the floor, and she's just like, yes, he's dead!
Insight.
Alright, go and roll me an insight check. This will take your action, though.
That's fine. That's why I said I wanted to see if I could actually figure something out.
And I'll let you roll at advantage at this point.
Ooh, I mean, okay.
What do you
Insight.
mean dead?
That's what I'm figuring out.
There is what no one has kind of focused in on. There is absolute terror across her face. She has a pretty dark complexion, but she is pale as a ghost, and she is doing everything she can to get away and protect herself from Haleth in this moment. She hasn't even looked at any of the others, and as you kind of look back at Haleth, you can actually see a bit of glow underneath the hair covering his eyes, and he is focused completely on her.
So, will you allow Valcrie to kind of just whisper to her side real quick and say she thinks he's dead to Ari, since she's right next to him?
I mean,
I'll allow that, but it's probably about the end of your turn.
Correct. That's all I want to do. I just want to be like.
I
it's your
also
turn.
heard her yell.
That is also
You
true.
don't know what, but you don't know what I asked. You just heard her say yes.
I mean, Ari's not brilliant, but he's not that dumb.
I don't know. I'm just saying. I finished the circle. That is all.
Okay.
All
I
right.
got intel. I'm good.
Okay, I have a plan.
Okay. Ari, as you go to start moving, there is just this sudden kind of thump, thump, thump against your armor. And you're going to take 1 point of bludgeoning damage and 2 points of bludgeoning damage.
Have you calculated in my feats for that or not?
No. So as you...
So I'm gonna take no bludgeoning damage.
It's always reduced. 1 is the minimum, so you'll take 1 point and 1
is
point.
it?
Yeah.
That's tragic. Okay, well that's still, we take that.
You just feel these very weak kind of hits against you, and they seem, because they're invisible, they seem to be able to find kind of the weak points in your armor, but there's not much force behind them.
Are you sure it's to a minimum of 1? Because the feat doesn't say anything about a minimum.
I play as damage always has a minimum of 1. Otherwise it gets complicated for some other things, but yeah.
Okay, I just didn't know if that was a house rule or not, but that's
Yes, that is absolutely a house rule.
fine. Okay.
Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
No.
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
All right. And Ari, after that, it is now your turn. After you feel these thumps against your armor.
I have an idea. Give me 1 moment. Alright. I am going to cast Command at the 2nd level and target Haleth and What's-Her-Face and say stop.
Ooh.
And inshallah, this will work well.
Basically, calm the fuck down.
Okay.
Thanks.
So that is a wisdom saving throw, is that correct? Is it charisma? Wisdom.
Yeah.
Okay.
And that's DC 15.
That's funny.
Why is what's funny?
They both instantly stop. Like
Yeah.
they like freeze up in the middle. You can see that this seems to latch on.
Okay. I'm going to try to this is the normal scale, right?
Yes.
Alright, I am going to put myself between them. And not let Haleth run at her if he somehow breaks out of the spell.
All right, roll me a wisdom save. Yeah, those shadows are still up, and as you move forward, they creep over you, and oof. You're going to take 20 points of necrotic damage as these shadows that are just surging around this woman just begin to wrap up around you, and I just realized you probably can't see that aura.
Nope.
No.
There we go. Might
Oh.
be.
That doesn't seem very stopped of her. Very sad.
That has been there since she cast it.
In my defense, I
yes.
could not see it.
Yep, no, that was partially my bad, but I did say it, even if it wasn't on the screen.
Yeah.
And yes, are you as you move forward? They both seem to be frozen momentarily, but again, the woman kind of looks at you as you step forward, but Haleth still seems focused on the woman. And Elias, that'll bring us to you. Actually, Zella, does that trigger your held action? Since it was Ari's doing, I'm not sure if it would, but technically he was attacked by her.
I think I was if any of our party attacked or ordered an attack.
Okay. Then Elias, it is now your turn.
I will stay put for now. I'm not quite sure what's going on. I guess I will take a dodge to try and protect myself for now.
Alright, you kind of look around.
If only you had some healing spells or something you could do to be useful.
Oh.
Sorry. Had some salt in my throat there.
Sometimes it'd be like that.
Good old class
You know,
expectations.
that kind of click. It always be like that. You never have useful spells.
Wow!
Wow.
I think that's a bit much, but, you know. Alright, so Elias is staying put. This woman, she is staying put where she is, and seems to be following the stop command. Zella, we're back to you.
Well, she's following her command. I will this time hold an action for her attacking any of us.
Does that include Haleth?
Yes.
Alright. And as you try to move forward in that direction, you also feel a pressure against you as you run into one of these magical forces, and so you can only get that far.
Got it.
Alright. And Xana, your flaming blade is out. What are you doing?
Let's see if I can actually, like, move things. Cool! I'm gonna be right there, and hold a flaming blade swing, in case anything comes near me, I guess.
Alright. Haleth is also stuck in the command and does not do anything. He will need to make a wisdom saving throw. That is a failure.
Ooh.
I just chucked my dice across the room. Wow, rolling real high. As you watch these shadows just creep up, and it seem to pierce into him as well. Oh shoot. Sorry, 1 second. Alright, as these shadows just try to wrap around him, he is still staying put due to Ari's command. And Valcrie, that'll bring us to you.
I've decided I'm going to hold a spell, but I haven't decided which one yet. Let me see. I think, just in case he breaks through Ari's command.
The command only lasts one round, which you would know.
So then, I mean, do I?
Yes, you do know how this spell works.
Oh,
Yes.
hallelujah!
This
Bree
is
doesn't
basic
know
magic.
anything.
It is
Okay,
a
well,
first
Bree doesn't
level
know,
spell.
so I'm glad she knows something. So then she's going to hold or cast / hold. No, she's going to hold the spell. Yes, hold person for when our possibly very dead buddy tries to go and attack.
Okay, so you're holding it to cast it
Essentially.
on Haleth if he moves into attack?
Correct. So
Alright.
she's trying to buy a little more time to either figure out for sure what's going on / put him at a disadvantage if he is in fact dead.
Wait, Haleth is dead?
Yeah, you cut out the audio. So she accused him of
She's
being
very-
dead,
Very
And he's-
upset.
and
Bec-
I did a decent insight check and seems very believable. So I'm a little sketch right now. Little suspicious.
Wait, you believe who?
I believe her. Because I
Okay.
did an insight check on her response to
You-
my question,
You all
and I rolled decent.
Yeah, so Valcrie is kind of acting a little bit differently, but you all would have heard her randomly call out, "Yes, he's dead," without any context, but she yelled that out, which you would have heard. And Valcrie, as you kind of begin to channel this energy, you suddenly feel a punch into your side of just this magical force, and you're going to take 1 point of bludgeoning damage. And Zella, you feel 2 impacts, one kind of blocked by your armor, but the second one kind of catches you under the chin, and you also will take 1 point of bludgeoning damage. And that'll bring us back to Ari. Ari, at the start of your turn, did you guys all hear that, or was I on mute?
No,
Yes,
it's
I
good.
heard you.
Ari, I need you to make me a wisdom save at the start of your turn,
Again?
as these shadows are wrapping around you still.
Inshallah, 21 is good enough.
That is definitely good enough. You will only take 4 points of necrotic damage.
Now, will you cut that out? The command is over.
Yeah. She kind of looks at you. I don't. Just get away. Get back from me, all of you.
All right then, calm down. Can I kind of? I don't want to say. I'm not trying to grapple. I'm trying to just like gently push Haleth back, kind of with my arm. Hopefully in like a more of a guiding than a forcing kind of motion, if that makes sense.
You try to kind of guide him, and he resists. Are you going to actually try and be forceful?
I'll go from like a gentle push to like a firm grasp.
All right, go ahead and roll me an athletics check. Whew. All right, yeah.
That's pretty
You
good.
definitely kind of shove him backwards as you kind of push him back away from her and out of the edge of these shadows.
All right, now we do not have to fight here, and as you can see, he's not dead, and I couldn't tell you why, but we found him at the bottom of a pit, and I was hoping you'd be able to explain that to us.
All right. For now, that will end your turn. Elias, what are you doing?
Is there a magical effect on Haleth by chance that's making him animated?
He's not undead. He's not undead, because I've used his divine sense a fuck ton around him, and if he's undead and we've just not been told, that's a hella bamboozle.
All right, go ahead and roll me a history check at advantage.
I will say the fact that he's pretty emotionless and is grayed out seems suspicious.
All right, as you kind of think back, you've used divine sense only about once since
I have used it 3 times since our last rest.
Since coming into contact with Haleth, I believe you've only used it once.
I have a record that says I have 2 uses left, so I've used it at least 3 times since our long rest.
Regardless, remembering back to all of the times that you had cast it, Haleth was nowhere to be seen, and I believe it's blocked by total cover.
Hang on, I can check.
If I'm remembering the ability right. Otherwise, I've just missed.
Yeah, it's blocked by total cover. Yep.
So you remember
So
that Haleth was notably absent every time you were channeling this ability.
Oh, that's hella sus.
that's suspicious.
Elias, what
Alright,
are you
he
doing?
might be dead.
If I
He might be dead.
concentrate on him for the purpose of dispelling magic, do I see a magical effect that is dispellable? I'll
I
dispel magic.
don't think you can do that.
I don't. Yeah, that's not how that works.
You
It
can
says choose a
try-
magical effect within range.
Yes,
Is there
so
a magical effect within 120 feet on him?
You don't just get to know that. You can try
That's
and
detect
guess,
magic.
or you can use detect magic to be able to tell. You don't just know. Or you can make an Arcana check if you want, but that would also take an action.
If I attempt to cast dispel magic,
I
is
will
there a
say
magical effect on
this-
him?
What do you have, Arcana proficiency?
I don't think so.
Okay, never mind.
What-
I was gonna say, because
What-
if you do, you would know that necromancy spells are instantaneous and the spell has no effect on them.
Yeah, what type of effect are you trying to dispel?
I was going to see if there was something animating him, affecting him, changing him, obscuring him so he looks different to us. Any sort of effect that would clue us in that he was actually a bad guy and make it stop.
Okay. So as you go to cast this dispel, kind of wrapping this magic around him to disperse anything that would animate or anything that may typically kind of raise this, you suddenly realize as you cast this that probably wouldn't work anyway, but the magic would still kind of emanate and let you know that it would be there, and you don't see any sign of that. It does not appear that this entity is animated. And go ahead and also roll me a perception check.
Okay, I'm thoroughly confused now.
Okay. Actually, with that, I'm gonna go ahead and have Joe hop over to the whisper chat with me real fast.
Ooh! Can you hear me?
I can. All right. So as you look at this entity, Elias, it all sort of dawns on you. You've worked around with the clergy. You've been responsible for banishing and taking care of undead creatures before, and the gray skin, the dark glowing eyes, the undeath that may be surrounding him, you all start to put these pieces together, and it does appear, and you would know that this entity is very likely a revenant, an undead soul that has returned to its mortal body after being killed, usually to seek vengeance against those it believes have wronged it.
Okay.
And so now we will head back.
Maybe she probably did.
It's
All
very
right,
possible.
So Elias, that was your action. You still have some movement left, or if you want to call anything out.
Oh my goodness, I'm not sure what to do. I will
Same,
hold for
buddy.
now.
Same.
I will hold.
All right. And as it returns back to this woman's turn, she begins to kind of take a few steps over, back behind this table, and she calls out to you all, "Just take whatever food you want. Take this place. Just let me leave." And you can tell the shadows are still circling around her, but she's not trying to go after any of the rest of you. Her attention is still focused on Haleth, and the shadows are wrapped around the top of the room, allowing you all to pass underneath to make way for her out of the doorway, should you choose to do such. And Zella, it is your turn. You still feel the pressure of 2 magical forces around you.
We'll move back a little bit, try and get out of the force field or whatever with slightly bludgeoning us, but I'm content to continue holding until someone else is dead.
You feel 2 more thumps onto your armor, but they are completely blocked, and you step back behind Xana. Xana, are you doing anything?
No, we're gonna keep holding.
All right. Okay. Do I have? Yes, I do. Elias, Xana, and Zella. The 3 of you notice as Midna's body starts to lock up and she begins to no longer be moving. And Valcrie, it is your turn.
Man, that was a past perception bullshit, because I don't get to know, and that means it's that.
Yep.
She's garbage at it. Okay, fine.
Was Haleth casting a spell?
Nope.
Okay.
Well, that's what I'm wondering, because I'm
nope,
like,
Haleth-
I didn't get to see anything.
Haleth hasn't cast a spell
And
and
he
he
didn't
hasn't
move?
attempt to move.
Interesting. I
Shit.
think I may know what's going on.
Valcrie, what
Are
are we
you
doing?
saying
That
that,
makes
is you,
one
or
of
are you
us.
saying that is
I am
Joe?
saying that out loud to everybody.
Yeah,
As
Valcrie, you hear this, but
Elias.
that's about all he gets in before you have to make a decision.
Hold on. Now I need to read. I don't like reading right now. This is difficult. No, that's not helpful. How about that? Nope. Damn, I didn't curse him. I can't do that either. Okay. I don't know. I want to hurt him. I want to see if he, like, falls to ashes or something. Oh, fuck. I'm sorry, I really don't fucking know right now. If she's watching him for a movement and he didn't do anything, and she doesn't know she's seizing, and Elias is like,
All he did was look at her. He's been focused in on her the entire time.
I think she will deduce it's got some fuckery with the mind, and so she's gonna fuck with his mind and cast Mind Sliver on him. That's what we're gonna do, I think.
All right, go ahead and paste that
So
for
Mind
me.
Sliver on Haleth, so DC of 14, and it will do 5 damage.
Okay, intelligence saving throw.
Should it work anyway?
Definitely fails that. So 5 psychic.
And then he will lose he'll lose -4 on his next saving throw.
All right, and as you do this, he hardly winces at all, and you can tell that this does not seem to do as much as it typically would.
That's fine.
hold on,
She's just observing him and trying to see what's happening. That's all she's doing. She's observing
Did he
him.
just voluntarily follow my command? Because it doesn't do
might
anything
have.
to the undead.
He might have. We'll find out.
I am so confused right now.
Brother
Austin
Elias
is-
knows we don't.
Austin is telling a story and I don't know where it's going.
But yeah. So Valkyrie's just gonna keep her eyes trained on him. And I guess that's it for right now. Because that's an attack. So she can't really hold another attack, so. Proceed.
Okay, with that, we'll go ahead and nope. Elias, Xana, and Valcrie, you feel kind of thumps against your armor or clothes, but they don't seem to actually do any damage or anything in response. And Ari, that'll bring us to you.
Oh shit.
That's how I felt.
I don't know. I guess I'll just ask Haleth. Sorry, if I can talk. Ask Haleth what the fuck's going on.
Roll me a persuasion check.
One moment.
Oh no!
He doesn't look at you, he doesn't respond, he is focused in entirely on her.
Alright. Well. That's about all I got.
Alright, Elias.
1 moment.
Please be like Sherlock Holmes and say, I know what's going on. I knew the whole time. That would be really cool.
What you doing, Kato?
I will brandish my shield up so it is in clear view and tell her to drop her spell and that she has some explaining to do.
Roll me a persuasion check at disadvantage.
Wait, did I get bamboozled?
We all have.
She's a
I
really
don't know.
good actress. I should give her a high five. She's
I don't know what's happening.
a really good actress.
As you call this out to her, she turns, like hell I'm dropping this, I'm not letting any of you get close to me.
I
Can't
can't
do
let
it.
you leave if you don't drop the spell.
She can't do it forever.
I know what
boys.
hunts you.
Alright, Elias, are you doing anything else?
I will hold my position. And, guys, make sure Haleth doesn't move and she doesn't move. We will, finish this standoff in an old-fashioned way. She'll talk to us eventually, and if the answers aren't appropriate, she will die.
I don't like those
Sounds reasonable
options.
to me.
I really hope you have the ability to kill her, because Ari is pretty fucking beat up.
Yeah, as you kind of call this out, Elias, she just
Valcrie
looks over
probably
and is
could.
like, I don't like those options, and begins to step forward. And she will get right about here, and I need Valcrie, Elias, Xana, and
Ooh.
Zella to
Oh,
all roll me a wisdom saving throw.
In
It's
other
not me.
words-
Y'all have fun over there. Don't expect healing.
As these shadows just begin to surge out around all of you.
Yay, Nat 1! Woo!
We,
Wait,
I
wait,
think
wait.
that would have been the thing
wait.
to dispel.
Wait. Austin,
Alright,
actually, I have
let
2
Haleth-
inspiration. I would like to use 1 inspiration to re-roll that.
Reroll it.
You
Go
can
for
only
it.
ever have 1 inspiration.
Yes, you can only
Well,
have
Austin
one.
gave me 2.
They don't
well, you
stack.
gave me 2.
Yeah, they,
They
don't
don't
stack.
stack.
You have to use them, but you can use your inspiration
Well,
if
maybe
you'd like to
tell
reroll
me
it.
next time before
I used
Or
my
you
inspiration to
say I-
finally hit a bugbear.
you did such good acting.
I think I said it at
fine,
the beginning,
whatever.
but I realized that people may have forgotten. Yes, you can only have 1 inspiration at a time. There should be a little inspiration marker on your sheet that is just a toggle. So you either have it or you
Yeah,
don't.
I am very well aware, but they have these nice little things at the middle to the right that you can add extra things. So I added an extra one
Gotcha. Yes, you
to
can
help
only
all
ever
my inspiration.
you can only ever have 1. But yes.
Well, maybe you guys need to be more inspired.
All
right,
As these shadows begin to surge out, let's see. Yes. Zella, you will take 13 points of necrotic damage. The other 3 of you will all take 7.
I don't
What?
regret that one bit. That was a good
In
call.
response to that,
Hashtag 7.
It is.
Oh,
we
yeah,
let,
that would-
we let Haleth kill her. Let Haleth go. She dies. She attacked us.
Wait a
Zella,
second.
what are you doing?
Can I also do Hellish Rebuke? I got
Nope,
hurt.
That was not an attack.
Oh.
Zella, what are you
Sorry.
doing? Actually, Zella, it's the start of your turn. Go and roll me another wisdom save.
Got it.
Damn.
It's a nasty spell.
That is a nasty spell.
This one's a success, though. So you will take 6 points of necrotic damage at the start of your turn, and these shadows still wrapping around you, tearing into you.
If you could just tell me after the game what the spell is, I have some
it as well.
unrelated to this campaign ideas.
Well, I would first like to try to attack back, since she's now attacking, and then try to run away from the shadows.
All right, she does currently have about 3/4 cover from you, so that will be a
Can
+5 to her AC.
Am I able to push past in between Elias and Anna?
You're an elf, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. As you kind of try to push between them, you run into this force that is in front of them,
Okay.
and you can't kind of shoot while in their box, so you're forced back
Alright.
to where you are.
We'll give it a shot anyway.
All right, the first one kind of cracks off and goes wide, but the second one you kind of adjust and spin around and are able to shoot just over Xana's shoulder, and it does connect. Go and roll me damage. All right, 5 points of piercing damage, and you see it lodge in between the plates of her armor.
It's a start. Am I able to back out of the shadows at all?
Yes, you may.
I could. Okay. I'll give it a shot.
Spell is still up. All right, Xana.
I'm assuming I have to do a wisdom save.
Yes.
Oh.
All right, you will take 13 points of necrotic damage as you stand in these shadows.
Okay. We're gonna try to cast Moonbeam on her.
Okay. That will cause your flame blade to go away.
That's okay.
All right. Make sure you're keeping track of those spells. But yes, you kind of summon forth a moonbeam, and I believe that's a Constitution save. Is that correct?
Yes.
All right. Drop that in. I think that's a 10-foot. DC
It's a
14.
5-foot radius.
5-foot radius?
Yep.
Okay.
40-foot tall, if that matters.
She does succeed, but she'll still take half damage, so she will take 5 points of radiant damage. And I'm going to move this off her token slightly and give you control of it. Perfect. But yeah, you see her
Spell still
wince
up?
as it shines through. And she's already starting to look pretty injured. And Haleth at this point begins to take steps away from Ari. Ari, are you doing anything?
No, I'm gonna let this happen.
All right.
I don't know what's happening, but I'm gonna let it happen from over here.
All right. He runs into another force and just instantly shoves the javelin out into it and disperses it in front of him. And 2 does get close enough. As he steps forward, he will reach over through the moonbeam, and it's DC 14. He will also save, so he takes the 5 points of radiant and just goes to grab onto her. And I believe that will hit. Yeah, that will definitely hit. Okay. Yeah, you all watch as Haleth just reaches through the moonbeam and grabs her around the neck and just lifts her up, and he actually drops the javelin, and there's just this surge of energy as he just crushes her windpipe, and black marks appear up around her neck as she just and you just see the light go out in her eyes as she falls limp, and the spell drops.
What the damn? When did Haleth get good at fighting?
Nothing more than she deserves.
I mean, I'm buying it.
I will extend my hand towards Haleth.
You can do that on your turn. Valcrie, what are you doing?
Oh, we're still fighting.
Yep.
This is great.
Huh.
I mean, if she's dead, there's literally nothing to do but be confused. So, confused it is, but I'll take a step back.
All right. Ari, is there anything that you're doing?
Is there any obvious danger?
No obvious danger.
I would like to use perception to perceive danger.
Go ahead and roll me a perception check. You look around.
I'm not doing well.
You look around and you don't see any danger. You're just as confused as Valcrie. You don't know what the heck just happened or what is going on.
All right. Well, carry on.
All right, Elias.
I will extend my hand to Haleth.
You try to extend your
I
hand
will
out.
help you on
and
your quest.
You try to extend your hand out, and there's this magical force barrier that kind of blocks it in between you and Haleth. But you still call out these words to him. He doesn't seem to look at you or respond. Anything else that you're doing?
Nope. Once we are out of combat, I will explain to the rest of you what's going on. But he is not our enemy. He is not our foe. That I will help him.
All right, and that moonbeam continues to burn down and actually begins to slowly melt part of her flesh. Zella, what are you doing?
Well, if I come back up between them, am I able to glimpse her at all?
Yeah, you see her lying down. You see her kind of half held by Haleth and completely lifeless in his grasp. And this moonbeam is still blasting down on the two of them, just melting her and kind of melting away part of his hand very slowly.
I see. They seem to have this under control. So I will watch and let's see. I will only attack if someone of our party aside from Talbot takes damage.
All right. And Xana, are you keeping up this moonbeam on the two of them?
Yeah, sounds good to me.
All right.
Do I need to re-roll it again, or?
Yeah, go and roll the damage again.
Okay.
I think they make it on their turn, but that'll still be useful since his turn is coming up. Okay. Yes, he will. That was already used. He continues to just hold her and kind of will take a step out of the moonbeam, and then just begins to kind of run his hands along the edge of her body, along through her pouches, and just begins to rifle through her things. Valcrie, anything you're doing? And at this point, all of you kind of watching this scene, the moonbeam continue to kind of melt on, but you see his wounds are actually resealing themselves as you guys wait.
Well, that's really fucking weird.
No, it makes perfect sense.
Well, you say that. I don't know anything that radiant damage actually heals your owie when you seem like you're a gloomy Gus and an emo kid, but whatever.
Maybe he's a god.
Well, that's really creepy, because he had really bad aim 2 weeks ago. And now he's got good aim. Kind of weird.
He's Nico D'Angelo. He's a demigod. It's okay.
Ah. Well, I deduce he's looking for whatever item he was speaking to her about before. And I suppose I will merely hold an eldritch blast in case things go to shit, but I have no other desire to do anything.
All right. Ari, is there anything you would like to do?
Still perceiving for danger.
Go and roll
Pretty
me another perception check.
Ten!
Pretty confused.
You look around and you can see him kind of like patting her down and searching across. And you see as he actually begins to pull something out from one of the pouches that she has on her. But other than that, you don't see much around.
I walk around with these Goombas. I'm used to grave robbing.
Goombas.
All right, Elias, anything else that you're doing?
I'm gonna tell everyone to drop their goddamn spells so we can get out of combat, so we can resolve this.
Well, I don't have any goddamn spells up, so.
You guys can all, as a free action, drop your shit so we're out of turn order.
We'll still be in turn order until this is finished. That's not why we're in turn order.
Yeah,
Zella,
considering
You could help me
that I
perceive.
wasn't holding anything, we were still in it. It's fine.
Zella, is there anything that you would like to do?
I don't think so.
Perceive.
All right.
Yeah,
Sure, go and roll a perception check.
I might as well.
If we don't know why we're in combat, I feel like the main thing we do is look around like what the fuck's going on.
He is still kind of holding her body aloft, like up in the air, and you can see that he has now pulled something from her belt, and it appears to be some sort of small amulet.
Weird.
And Xana, would you like to move the moonbeam back on top of them, or are you going to drop it as Elias requested?
Well, if the moonbeam is not why we're staying in turn order, then we're just gonna do that.
All right, it will move back over. Go ahead and roll me that damage once more.
Wait, you're moving it onto him?
Yep.
What could go wrong?
I'm not trying to. I just can't get it there without. There.
Oh, you want it on her?
Her and not.
Okay, yeah. The moonbeam continues to melt her flesh
Yeah.
off. All right. At that point, Health kind of drops the body down
Cool.
into the moonbeam and takes this amulet and puts it on around his neck. And you all watch in this moment as he kind of looks all at you and just gives a nod, and then slowly, Avengers style, just begins to turn and crumble to dust and disappears.
Yeah, that makes no sense.
I'm really fucking confused.
That
But good for him. Good for you, King.
And you all are left in this room looking around, somewhat confused, and you now get this moment to kind of take in your surroundings, and you see you're in some sort of kind of half dining hall, half library. You see a large table with multiple chairs arranged out with tons of plates and cups filled with food and drink. The walls are covered with desks and desks and bookshelves that are all empty. And then at the far south wall of this chamber, you do see a large portrait. And Valcrie, you immediately recognize the figure in the portrait. It was the same one that you had an encounter with. That same long white beard with the black cloak. This does appear to be a portrait of Alistair Black.
Oh, she's one of his boys. He's what? It makes sense if you don't think about it.
uh-huh.
And so as this combat has wound down and Haleth has dispersed into dust, leaving nothing but the dead and slowly slowly melting body in the moonbeam of this woman behind. What are you all doing?
Is whatever the amulet he took off her body still there, or did that disappear with him?
It went with him. And actually go ahead and roll me a religion check.
I'm not a great priest.
Yeah. The angle wasn't quite right, and you didn't make
Don't believe
enough
in studying.
features to quite identify what this amulet was. But you all are in this empty room, and Haleth and the amulet are gone. The body is still there being melted, and other than that, there's some food.
Is there any loot on her or in the room? I'll give you some guidance and you can start investigating if you want, Valcrie.
I'm assuming, Xana, you're dropping the spell before
I
that
would
happens.
rather get answers before I do anything else, since you seem to know what happened.
I will explain while you loot. So, what Haleth was. He was in fact dead. He died down in that hole.
Oh, that's really unfortunate for him.
And these companions of his abandoned him, left him in that hole, did something to him. What we saw
Well, I
was
kind of got
the
the gist he was
revenant.
abandoned.
That he was the revenant of Haleth. His friends did something, and his soul came back to destroy them for whatever wrong they caused to him.
Oh, well,
I
that's
see.
good. I guess that worked itself out then.
The
I don't normally
implication
approve
here
of,
is that everybody involved is now dead. A revenant does not stop till everyone who wronged him is dead.
oh, well,
The
maybe
dwarf
the other one.
and or this woman, but certainly this woman was the cause of that.
And with your roll from earlier, Elias, you know that there are certain other circumstances. It's not always killing everyone that you swore revenge at. There are sometimes other circumstances where they might be dispersed.
Yep. Okay. Such as time.
Time or other situations.
Okay.
Go ahead and roll me a history check for this. Yeah, you know that there are other ways, but kind of thinking through this, you don't know the specifics on a lot with revenants. You kind of heard passing things about them and have maybe seen one in your time, but
I'm a half-assed cleric.
yeah,
I recognize this.
It's close enough.
I'm a cleric damn near in name only. I'm sorry, folks. But that was the point, that he existed for vengeance specifically on those who wronged him. So
It explains why he looked as ghastly as he did.
And was only effective at fighting his
Her.
chosen quarry.
Yep.
That he's not much otherwise. That this is a spirit that exists only in anger and vengeance.
Good for him. I mean, I guess it's worked itself out, yeah?
Yeah, that this is as best as one could hope for. That if I had recognized what he was earlier, I would have unequivocally helped him from the get-go. It is fortunate that I was helping him by default and accident, because that is a cause one can always believe in.
I don't normally condone the undead being, but he seemed to have a good enough reason.
They're not so much undead as simply
Not alive.
as not real, as a manifestation. That this isn't somebody creating one, this is the universe creating one. That this is an act of balance in the world, of righteous and justice retribution. That this is not undead as in I raise up this zombie to go fight. That there are two very different undead. One of them is unequivocally evil, and one of them is unequivocally neutral. But enough of the civics lesson. Let's collect our loot and keep moving. Have some guidance. Search the room. Dig on the bodies. Let's get rich.
Does someone want to help me investigate so I can be better?
Yep. I will help you and guide you. Let's do it.
Cool. Advantage investigate. 1d4. Ha! 17 only. What a bummer.
As you look around this room, Valcrie, kind of taking some moments and observing, there's a couple times where you kind of run into something and you kind of reach out and then it's gone and you kind of continue on looking around. The bookshelves are fairly bare. The desk, you open up all the drawers and it's all empty. Seems to have been taken long ago. You kind of look around. The table is filled with like these silver plates and platters, these gold goblets that are all just filled to the brim with different sorts of food and drink. Only one of them has been kind of eaten some off of with nearby an extended chair, likely where this woman was sitting. And you finally make it over towards where you find her body lying, and you see that she has a very simple chain shirt on, basic shield, a mace, but kind of tied to the shield does appear to be a disc carved from obsidian on a silver chain.
Seems cool.
And Ari, this was
I'll
the holy
pick it
symbol
up.
that you recognized earlier.
Do you have a picture?
No. You'll have to imagine.
No. But she was seemed a little on the evil side of the not good gods. If I were
Well,
spitballing
we
there.
weren't there, unfortunately, so
Yeah.
I don't know necessarily if it's evil or merely a bad apple. But there is a difference. Trust me, I know.
What was her symbol? It was a circle, you said, on a dark background?
It was a disc carved from obsidian on a silver chain. And Ari, you
An obsidian
do
disc.
know what that symbol was for if you would like to relay it. You were able to determine it earlier.
Oh yeah. Yeah,
Do
it
you-
was
Do you remember, or do you need me to?
The dark
I
person
remember it was one of
the
the
shadow.
gods of like the fuck.
The Dark
Yeah,
Six.
you have to, yeah.
Yep. So Ari kind of fills you in,
It
Elias,
was-
that he recognized the symbol from his time in the city. That it's one of the gods that are worshipped that is known as the Shadow, who is part of the kind of alternate pantheon, the kind of darker half of the sovereign host known as the Dark Six. But they are still an open and widely accepted religion within the City of Splendors.
Interesting. That symbol might come in handy. Why don't you
Yeah,
keep
Valcrie
that
just
on your
kinda
person,
offers
Valcrie?
it. On my person?
Yes.
What am I to do with it?
Should we run into trouble down here, that's probably a better symbol to present. That is of ambition, of power. That
And my horns don't do it for people?
sometimes presenting yourself as a different person than you are is advantageous. So if anybody can bullshit religion, it's probably you, and that might be the one religion worth bullshitting down here.
Out of curiosity, Austin, does Valcrie know anything about those guys, or is she gonna have to pick Ari's brain so she can study up and be good at bullshitting?
Roll me a religion check.
Let me make sure it's not regular.
You have never even
Even with a
heard.
+6, it's a nat
You
1.
have never even heard of the Dark Six. In your time that you've been here, this is the first interaction you've had with it.
Okay, but +6, guys. I'm so sad.
It is purely. You're very in tune with kind of some of the religions that are happening, but you just haven't been around in this plane long enough to have heard about this one. It's the
I
Dark
know,
Six are.
but that's my third nat 1 tonight. That's my third. Whatever.
Roll 20 has to
Ari,
balance
I'm
out.
gonna need you to tell
your
me
luck
about
with
these
real
people.
dice.
Yeah, I know, right?
Ari, go ahead and
Ari,
roll
Am I
tell me
versed
more.
enough to at least explain the
Ari
basics?
is Ari is probably the world's worst paladin in terms of theology, but he will do his best to explain that there are some of the like really angsty people in town that are about this whole Dark Six thing.
Yeah, Ari, you can roll me a religion check if you would like, or Elias, you
Yeah,
can.
even if you
can roll
tag
one
team
at
with Elias,
advantage if
I
you
don't
want.
care. Yeah, like, just give me everything you've got, and I can
myself to do
bullshit
this?
this.
Sure.
Can I also guide him? This is worth sitting down to help with.
Guidance is for bitches. I'll take my 16.
Yeah, he's already beginning to go into this.
My bad. I'm trying to roll a d4.
There you go.
Okay.
And you said an advantage for me?
Yeah.
Alright.
Okay, so Elias 15. All right. So, Valcrie, you kind of take some time and pull up a seat as Ari begins to tell you all about this, and kind of Elias tries to pipe in from here or there as he's trying to catch up with his thoughts. But you realize that most of the time he says the thing that Ari was just talking about. And Ari kind of tells you about how the Dark Six split off from the sovereign host, which is the main religion in this world. They kind of split off from them in an event known as the Schism, where they were believed to be kind of darker aspects and not as holy as the sovereign host, and representing evil and destruction and other insidious forces. And some civilizations and some cities still allow open worship of them, but in many human countries, worship of them has become illegal, and it is typically only worshipped in kind of smaller tribes or more fringe societies outside of the City of Splendors, which is very open in its religious practices across the board. And Xana, kind of listening in, you actually pick up a little bit more. There have been some instances in the past with your druidic sect where the shadow has come up, and you actually know that it is kind of rumored that it's a god of corruption and ambition and dark magic, and kind of the patron of many evil spellcasters and monstrous races. And of the Dark Six, it is definitely one of the no pun intended, darker.
So anything that gets repeated, she's gonna like go over and bold it as well as underline it, so she can really get the gist of this.
Yeah. So you get a pretty good lowdown of at least this one entity of the Dark Six, and a very broad overview of the Dark Six in general.
That's all she needs. Then she can lie about it, so.
She had no other loot on her?
Other
that?
than her weapons and armor, no.
Tragic. Alright, I guess we move
wait,
on.
wait, hold up. Are her weapons or armor nicer than mine?
They appear to be fairly mundane, with a quick look.
What kind of armor she got?
She's got a chain shirt, a regular shield, and a mace.
Okay. Never mind, we don't need any of that shit.
The stuff that a cleric would start with.
Ah, really?
Yes.
Crazy
Yeah.
how that works.
As opposed to a random staff and shield that doesn't make any sense and requires 2 feet to operate.
She had a real interesting magic ability for having basic bitch gear.
That was simply spirit guardians. I can do that.
It's a third level spell.
I just rarely waste my magic on such things.
Seems effective.
Sure, but without a way to keep it up while you're getting hit, it's not particularly long lasting. But a simple will cause you to lose concentration on such a spell. It's got such a short range that when you're standing near people who are all hitting you, it's not currently particularly useful. If one could simply get better at holding spells in the midst of combat, this all of a sudden becomes a powerhouse.
I think you can
Mm.
just get better at that, yeah?
I'm working towards
Just
it, in
get
fact.
good.
You
Get
just,
good.
you just don't stop.
I've been attempting to maintain such concentration. I've been starting to hold spells while fighting for specifically that purpose. We'll get there. I'm not much of a warrior, as you can see. I'm more of an archaeologist.
Well, I suppose if they ask, I'm ready. So, what do we want to do? I know Ari took some hits.
Seeing as my map has reset itself and the times that the computer has shit itself, I don't remember which direction we've already gone because everything's black but this room.
So we
Let's
went
continue on down
up.
the path we ought to.
We came from the west. But
we came
we
from
have to,
there.
yeah,
right?
and we're going to, I guess, this way. Shit, I don't know.
What's down this way? Were we also down that way by chance?
That's where we came from.
We came
there's
from that
a
way.
wall. There's a collapsed tunnel here, and there's a collapsed tunnel here, and then there's another hallway that's parallel to the one we're in over here.
Through
So-
simple powers of deduction, it looks like the map continues further south, much more than north.
So may I recommend
is
that we
the
don't
only-
waste
north
this
is the only way we can go.
opportunity to eat?
But I was gonna say we should consider eating and resting here because I have
Yeah.
no hit die and no lay on hands and few spell slots and am tired.
Sure, in that
Yeah.
case, everybody huddle around me. I have a new
first.
spell to help.
Food first.
We can eat under this. I can set this exactly around the table, and we can rest at and near the table.
All right. So
Are
we're
you
gonna
guys ready?
sleep under the table. Is that the plan?
It appears as such, or in chairs. Are they comfy
Huddle.
enough chairs?
Are you?
Okay,
that
we're
we
not
could
gonna sleep.
lounge?
We're not gonna long rest in chairs.
Yeah. Are you guys trying to accomplish a long rest or a short rest?
I would like to long rest.
We need to long rest. I could
Long
not
rest.
benefit from a short rest because well,
Tiny butt, go!
Ari's butt is enormous. It is a wagon, as it were.
So yeah, I would like
Well,
to
say that to
get
the
myself
spell.
around here, kind of thing, and get a circle that
Come
encompasses
here.
table and area to rest,
Come
if
here.
that's acceptable.
Yeah.
So if I were to stand like right there, for example, I'd be able to encompass the table and resting area around it for a little tiny hut, just to protect us while we rest. And roll 20 shit itself again. Can you guys
would
hear
it
me?
be?
Yes, we can still hear you.
All
Should
right.
we move? Should we move the dead body, or just this is just gonna vibe there?
Kick it out of the tiny hut. That's fine.
Okay. Oh, that's a cool little animation.
I can't see it. I can't see anything. Is it cool?
It looks really neat.
It's pretty cool.
I love it.
Yeah, so you kind of pull up a small bubble that you all huddle under nearby, kind of surrounding this dinner table, and it does encompass the whole dinner table with a little bit of space on the sides.
Yeah, it's a 10-foot radius, so I've got a little bit of play. Enough for us to comfortably rest, but not like go fucking party.
Yeah.
Dope. So yeah, we get to rest in peace. Phrasing.
Cool.
All right.
Hey.
Praise be.
Alright,
R.I.P.
so yeah, can we attempt to take a long rest?
You can. Are you all sleeping at the same time? Are you guys eating before? What's the plan here?
I'm gonna eat first.
Fat and happy.
You find that the food is very delicious. It's all fresh. There's wine poured out. It is very good, and there's plenty of it here for you all.
Hell yeah. Snacks.
Alright. I guess I will make it dimly lit until everybody's ready to sleep, and then full dark, and just create a pleasant environment for us to sleep in.
All right. As it slowly begins to dim, you all eventually kind of roll out your bedrolls underneath the table and kind of push the chairs out of the way and go down to lay during the rest. And close your eyes. All begin to drift off.
I want Austin to do ASMR videos
For
for like a wind down before bed. Like Austin's pre bedtime meditation.
A few hours go by, and eventually you all kind of I think the first one up is Zella. Zen, are you an elf too?
I think Sam's an elf, I'm an elf, and Jess is an elf.
Okay, so the three of you, after your kind of 4 hours of trance, are the first to emerge. And I believe you can see out of the dome, is that correct?
Yep.
Okay. So as you all kind of emerge from your trance and kind of wake up, you do see what look to be like a few small little wisps of smoke that are just kind of floating around in this room. And don't seem to be doing anything too much. They seem to be kind of be focused around kind of the bookshelves, and there's maybe about half a dozen of them that you can actually see. And looking around, you also hear this chewing sound, and you see as the body of the woman is kind of slowly moving back and forth.
You.
Is there anything that you are doing, or are you all just waiting until your companion's awake?
No, I think we will relax and enjoy our rest, and let them enjoy their rest, and we'll move on. The benefits of not having used all my spell slots for the day means we get a happy rest.
All right. And you watch as these smoky creatures continue to kind of flit around the room, and eventually you do see these like worm-like creatures kind of pop out of the body and continue to kind of gnaw away at the flesh. And you can see that there are a couple of them that have now taken up home in this body. And eventually the smoke-like creatures, not finding much, kind of disperse and head their own way, but the worm creatures stay. And finally, Valcrie and Ari do finish their rest and are awoken. And you guys also, with kind of pointed out by the others around you, see these worm-like creatures just feasting on the remains of this body. But you have finished your long rest.
Oh yes, we have health.
And guess who's got all her charges? Hey. Oh.
The
What are you?
Is the half your hit dice you get back rounded up or down?
I'll round it up for you.
Yay. Having my lay on hands back is also huge.
Oh, spellies.
But yes, so
I get those.
as they begin to wake up, and actually right before the dome begins to kind of shimmer and does fall.
That's all right.
And it leaves you all in this room. The body's still
All right.
slowly convulsing as these creatures feast on it.
Well, that seems like not our problem.
Yeah, shall we continue?
Yep.
Onwards.
Jess, your HP is full. If you wanna poop yourself back up to happiness.
Back up to happiness.
My internet just took a shit again.
I got it for you.
All right, Autobots roll out.
Can
Somebody
you guys hear me at all?
Yes.
Yeah.
You said we're going up.
Yeah. Well,
All right, tanks in front. Let's go.
it's up to you
Whee!
guys what direction you want to go.
Pack. I've missed you all. Do. If we form a formation, then Austin can move us
children.
all together as a group.
Yep.
You can move yourself. I got enough to do.
Ah, panic.
Wow.
He's got a point.
Panic.
Don't give me that. But yes, you guys move back out into the
I've got
hall.
enough to do.
These creatures don't seem to pay you much mind as they are too busy feasting on their own meal. And Elias, you can quickly see that the passage to the north does seem to end in a rock slide that is closed and capped off this
All
hall.
right. Well,
I
looks
can
like we've
actually
only
not
got
see
one path
anything.
left.
So
It's
now we gotta
crashed.
go back down.
Well, I'm glad we
Right.
helped Haleth find his bullshit.
Find his eternal peace. Me
Yeah.
too. It's a
That's
feel good
wholesome.
story. Helping a
Yeah.
revenant always feels good.
And as you get back down to the intersection, you can see that it does indeed. There is another path that also continues north.
All right. Well, my roll 20 is frozen, but eventually we will get
Seems
there.
like everybody's crashing right now.
Yeah, my internet keeps cutting in and out, so I keep jumping to 4G, and that's not very good here.
Good
Wrong
time.
number of G's.
Well, I have a cellular provider that basically works in Missouri and otherwise uses other people's towers, and so then it gets wonky.
I understand the feeling. I have the same problem. The
You also
T-Mobile.
have- Oh, I have US Cellular.
That's like the budget version of the budget version.
Oh no, I don't have bad luck with US Cellular, Jess.
I have bad luck in big cities.
So I used to, but now apparently because I lived in St. Louis for like 6 months, it got the fuck over it. So
Oh, it
maybe I'll get the fuck over it for you too.
it didn't get over it when I was in DC, and it's definitely not getting over it so far. But I'm not allowed to put Discord on my work phone. Otherwise, I would.
T-Mobile despises me.
Well, we can talk through carriers afterwards. For now, hopefully everybody can see enough, or I'll at least describe. But you have returned back down to the T
Freya, shut
intersection.
up.
There is another passage that leads back to the north, and you do know that back at where the dwarven carvings were, there were two passages, one that went north and one that went south.
So we see this and we see this, and which one? Because that's where we came from, right here, right?
No, you guys came from down here, down to the south.
So this and this are new spots for us.
Yep, but the one straight across appears to be caved in as well. So from what
And
you
the
can
thing
see,
up here was like a dead end.
yes, up there.
Okay. In that case, this is the only way that looks plausible ahead.
That you haven't explored, yes.
Let's do it. Charge. But carefully.
But carefully. Alright, and Elias, you can see that this extends far to the north, and you already see two small offshoots. One that looks to be mined away like the passages that you had seen before, and then one that looks like a natural curve, both of them on the left of this passage.
All right. Do you guys want to go through the mined area or the nice stone area? Which one first?
I would vote nice
Noise.
stone area.
Nice stones. Let's go.
Noise.
No ice.
No ice.
No ice, ice babies. All right. Let's keep going that way then.
Moving up, you have no trouble. Continuing
I,
through these passages, it's pretty quiet, actually.
You may say I have no trouble. My token is in 3 places right now.
Yeah, because I feel like I'm being resisted by those invisible things.
Good old roll 20.
Ooh, some sort of fancy door.
Yes, it is. As you kind of move up to this passage, you can see that this door is actually decorated with symbols of water. Different sorts of waterfalls and rivers kind of all pulling together across a metallic door.
Alright, who wants some guidance to check it for traps, for locks, for whatever? Anyone? Anyone?
Well,
I guess I
would
could
try-
do it.
Investigator. Alright, take some guidance and let's see if this one's locked, trapped, openable, a puzzle, what have you. It looks too dope to just be nothing.
Looks too dope.
Too
be
dope
nothing.
to be nothing.
Makes
Okay,
sense.
investigation. Yay. For trap. I got a 10.
You look at
This
it. And
Trash.
Valcrie, you don't see any sort of space around this door at all. It certainly doesn't appear like any trap could be set, and you kind of test the handle and kind of recoil back, expecting it to like explode or blast out, and doesn't seem to really react. In fact, it doesn't seem to be locked at all.
Then
Alright.
she will just turn around and shrug and say, I guess we can go in.
Alright, let's form our regular door opening posse and let's
Steps
head
back
through this door.
away from door.
Yep.
I'm trying. I'm how you would say frozen. We're working on it.
I imagine Sam and Jess are with us. Let's open this door, Austin.
All right. As you kind of press and brace against the door, swinging it open, you feel a bit of resistance as this door begins to move. And there's kind of like almost a popping sound as you press it open, but it does reveal a large chamber inside.
Pop, pop.
I am still dubious of its markings with water and its large shape. Before anybody steps in, have some guidance, and somebody ought to look around and see if there's anything we notice that is fishy. I have a gut feeling something weird is going to happen in this room. Will you help me to look?
Well, if someone's got better perception than I do for big details, I would recommend them.
I might. Hold on.
Go for it, Jess.
I can perceive.
I can perceive this pretty decently.
All right, I'll give whoever wants to do it some guidance, and let's see if there's anything weird before we take a step in.
All right. Go ahead and roll that d4 for me, Jess.
Oh.
I'm trying to do this on a phone, so.
I'll go ahead. Actually, no. Elias, go ahead and roll me the d4. Okay.
But
So between the two of you, you look into a pretty clean room. There's no sort of debris lying around anywhere. You can see that the walls seem to have some sort of carvings on them. You can't quite make out what they are from this distance, as it's all the way across the room, and in the darkness you're barely able to make out the shapes even with dark vision. But there appears to be something there. Other than that, you really can't see anything. The room appears to be fairly empty.
So, I still have a feeling that with the motif of water, something strange is going to happen with that. I don't know why I can't shake said feeling, but I can give you an hour worth of my 300-foot dark vision, Ari.
Oh,
If
hell yeah.
you,
Let's get this bread.
if you'd be willing to take a step in, holding my hand, I'll try and pull you back out, and then we'll step in together.
Okay.
Let's see if we see any sort of water movement when just one step in, and then you in while I'm holding you, and then when we both walk in, if that makes sense. Let's see if we trigger something weird.
Ari, as he places his hand on you, there's kind of a mist that travels across your eyes, and you kind of blink for a few times and shift, and you can still see normally around you with the light of the blade, but you now see out extending further these shades of gray that kind of dance along and open up where you previously couldn't see anything. And Elias kind of steps up next to the doorway and looks in. Still don't see anything inside. There does appear to be a couple other doors.
Does anything happen when we put a foot or a body or both of our bodies in that sequence?
Kind of test a foot and pull it back. Lean a body in and pull it back. Kind of both of you step inside. Nothing seems to happen. Though, Elias, as you do kind of step inside, you look over and you do see a small skull that appears to be just suspended in the middle of the room off to the northeast.
Oh, hey, I can see it. Ain't that neat?
Isn't that crazy?
Okay, and as of right now, we could walk back through the door if we wanted. It's
It appears so.
Does it seem? All right, everybody. I guess we're gonna come in and take a look around. It doesn't appear as though it's a one-way door or anything weird like that. So let's all make room for our friends, and let's come into this room together. Who would like to look closely at the skull? That looks like the most interesting thing. And everybody else go take a look at the walls. That there's some sort of a carving.
Is this the skull?
Yep. Would you
I
like
can't
guidance
really
for
tell.
the skull?
Yes.
And then can the rest of us look around at the walls and these motifs and see if we garner any information from them?
Sure.
Cool. So yeah.
Okay. Hey.
That'd be investigation
Let's
for us too.
Yep.
Ooh! Finally! Finally! That is a 26 for a skull. Hallelujah. It better be interesting.
It's a very boring skull.
Damn it.
Sorry to burst your bubble.
Looks just like all the other skulls I've ever seen.
All right. Valcrie, as you begin to step forward, kind of focusing in on the skull, it's weird. There's almost kind of this like bluish white film that kind of is around it. You kind of step forward to investigate while everyone else is kind of looking around the walls, investigating these different carvings, and you suddenly feel this resistance. As you kind of hit a certain point, you're like, what is that? And you kind of put a hand, and suddenly your hand begins to burn and sizzle. And you suddenly realize with horror, as your perception begins to wrap around, that there is some sort of hardly perceivable creature that occupies this entire space, and it begins to just push over, trying to engulf you. And I need you to make me a dexterity saving throw.
Oh. That's not ideal. Can I, scream while I do a dex save so people
Sure.
can at least be like, what the fuck? Yeah, so she's gonna scream while doing her dex save. Oh, cool. That's not
Hey.
terrible. That's not terrible. That's not terrible. I'll take it.
We take those.
All right.
I'll take it.
So, Valcrie lets out this eerie scream and begins to step backwards. from where this thing was, and now kind of focusing, you can all see this massive creature that surrounds the skull.
Oh,
And
that's
I need
a
everybody to
massive creature.
Roll some initiative.
I like that I'm on the front lines for
How many
the
has initiative or has
weird
advantage?
box.
We're doing great, boys.
And gals.
Yes. Doing great, everybody.
Everybody clap your hands. Da, da, da.
Alrighty. Get everybody in there. Jess, do you need me to roll for Xana? Do we still have a Jess?
Allegedly.
I'll go ahead and put her on there. Okay, Elias. Alright, okay, got everybody there. Zella, to no surprise, you were the first one to kind of spin and react to this as you suddenly see this creature beginning to move, showing you its true nature. It is this large cube that took up this entire space and made it nearly impossible to detect, but it does seem to be some sort of ooze.
Cool. 3 shots to the ooze.
Go for it.
Oof. That's unfortunate.
Alright.
Pew pew pew.
And Elias did take an active perception check to see.
Okay.
So, as you kind of launch out, this first bolt kind of jams into the front portion of your crossbow, and the second bolt actually catches on it, and both of them kind of fly out at your feet. Both of the attacks kind of wasted. Luckily, the third attack goes through as you kind of clear it up, and that one does hit for 10 points of piercing
smart.
damage. That should be that. Okay.
I will take up residence in this cozy looking corner and hope the ooze stays over there.
Alrighty. And do we have a Jess back?
I'm here, but barely. Literally every 10 seconds, I have to reconnect, and you guys sound like robots half the time. So
I'm
it's
so
great
sorry.
fun.
That sucks.
I was specifically sounding like a robot there.
There is a giant ooze right in front of Valcrie.
Okay, I don't know how far I am from it, but I want to do Flame Blade and hit it.
Okay, you are about 40 feet from it right now. 35 feet.
Oh, is my movement enough to get to it?
Let's see. We'll go ahead and make a... Where's dexterity?
Hey, my movement is 35.
Yeah, so you rush up to it and kind of evoke this flame blade. And do you need me to roll an attack for you?
Yeah, I'm disconnected again.
No problem. I got it. Alright, flame blade. And even with an 11, that will still hit. So you kind of...
Not a dexterous opponent here.
No, it is very, very large. It is not difficult to hit. Okay. That's what it's second level. So you deal 8 points of fire damage to it as you cut into it, and it does not seem to really do much of anything. As this thing is very immense, it does not seem to react too much, but it is some damage. Valcrie, it's your turn next.
Maybe the answer is no, but has she seen anything like this before?
Roll me a
This
history check
ooze.
with disadvantage.
Okay, so probably not, but I don't know, it seems weird and spooky, so... Shit, that's a pretty decent roll. Okay.
You've definitely heard of oozes before. You have seen smaller versions, certainly never one this big, and you take a note to jot it
Right.
down later. But you know that usually they're acidic in nature, and you do not want to be inside of them, as is evident from the skull that is floating in this one still.
And kind of adds, her hand was burning, so.
Yeah.
Good girl, good observations. I take it for one, she's gonna step back, so unfortunately, might need to let it take an opportunity to attack. I think that's fine. Yeah, she'll rather step back there.
All right.
So movement.
As you do step back, a portion of it does kind of launch out the pseudopod that slams into the side of you, and you will take 10 points of acid damage.
That's fine. And then real quick, so did we say the temp HP goes away after a full rest?
Yes.
It does.
Yep.
Okay. Just making sure, because otherwise I'll be like, oh, only -8. Tee-hee.
See he.
Anyway, that's fine. Okay. And then we are... What am I thinking? What sounds super duper fun? Let me do it. So I got new spells, right? So let me see what this new spell does and see if I want to do it. Cause it sounds fun. Oh, I don't want to touch that shit. No, JK, don't do that. What about that one? Oh no, maybe that'd be fine.
And Elias, you are on deck.
Oh, I know what I'm gonna do. It's got the dex of a potato.
It does not seem to be moving very fast.
Oh no, I might regret this, but I'm just gonna try it because I get back on short rest anyway. So, I want to try the Hunger of Hadar.
Okay.
Cause that's a new one, and that's like super fun.
Yeah.
Cause it's big and scary, and so cause it's big and scary, it seems like a perfect match.
Okay.
And try to get it as far back here to keep, allies out of it. But
yeah.
it's a 20-foot radius.
20-foot radius. You're not going to be able to keep all of your allies out of it. I can tell you that much.
Can I not send it back here? It's up to 150 feet. So why can't I send her back here if I had to, just
even
encompass
if you
part of it?
It still clips Jess, just barely.
Well,
40
Jess can
foot
step out
radius.
of it.
Okay.
That's a 40 foot.
That's a 40-foot radius.
Oh, because
Yeah.
it's the radius plus times
Yeah.
2 diameter. What about this square right here?
I guess you can put
Does that
the
not
center.
count?
I guess you can put the center in over there.
Because if that would
Sure.
clip it, that would still kind of count.
Yeah, I think I'll allow that. I think that's fine.
It's a big creature. That's the only issue. So,
No.
but octopus tentacles.
Good
Touch
ol'
my finger.
octopus tentacles.
Yup.
Okay, this is double that. So that's 20, 25, 30, 25, 40. So something like that over there. Alright, so you
Yep.
all watch as Valcrie's eyes suddenly go black as she begins to incant this infernal language and summons up this gateway of darkness around this creature. And there is just soft whispers and slurping noises that emanate out of it, and it is very unsettling as it begins to absorb all light around it. And difficult terrain, and they take damage at the start of their turn and the end of their
Yep.
turn. Got it.
Yep.
Elias.
I wish for this boy to make a DC 15 dexterity save.
That is a failure. Shocker.
Alright.
Shocker.
I wish him to take 8 radiant damage.
He shall.
Alright. I wish to move out of the way. That's my turn.
Alrighty.
No, I don't think that would actually help. Never mind. That's all I do.
Alright. Ari.
I would like to go whack.
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 How'd I do? I can't see.
That'll hit. 19.
Oh yes.
Big ol' hitter.
5 points of
For
slashing.
5.
I'll fucking do it again.
Natty 1. Nat 1.
No, I won't.
Roll me a
My
strength.
sword.
Roll me a strength saving throw.
Oh no.
Okay.
Okay, I know when it matters.
You
I know when it matters.
you swing the sword into the cube and it cuts in, but it gets stuck inside there. And you try to swing a second time, but it is stuck, and so you have to finish pulling it out with the rest of that action. But you did hit once. Anything else? Any bonus action?
Nah, not this time.
All right. The cube will begin to just slowly push forward, and I need a dexterity save from Ari and Xana. And Xana, I'll go ahead and roll yours.
Thank you.
Apparently, you do not
Oh.
want me rolling. Well,
Yeah,
it wasn't much
You guys
worse.
both want to take that back.
Uh,
Take it back.
same role as it were.
Right.
More or less.
And you both will take 11 points of acid damage and are engulfed by this creature as you find yourself sucked inside of it.
Suck.
So even though I'm holding a flaming sword.
Yep.
Okay.
Which does still stay.
I mean, yeah, it's like a 20 diameter, 40 diameter
And that was 11.
size jello cube, so you know.
Alright.
Gotcha.
And all of you begin to move forward as it continues to move
Ew.
upwards.
It's gonna stop right there.
And it is still, I think, within the area. I need 2d8 and 2d6 and 2d6 from you, Valcrie.
So 2d6.
Yep.
But different 2d6.
Yep, cold and then acid.
That's garbage. And that's slightly better, I guess.
All right. And he doesn't appear to be resistant to acidic damage.
So that's nice.
That is nice.
That's surprising.
It is surprising. I thought he would.
I'm surprised.
Zella, it is back to you.
I will make my 2 attacks, and then I will try to run along the wall to get eventually to the other corner and hopefully avoid the dancing moves.
All right, both of those will hit.
Cool. And I can get about halfway. And that'll be good for me.
All right. Xana, as you find yourself trapped within this creature, you are restrained and cannot breathe, and the acid begins to burn across your skin, and you will take another 16 points of acid damage and barely hang on to your consciousness.
Oh my god.
And that'll be another con save. And unfortunately, that does cause your flame blade to falter. Is there anything you're trying to do? You can try and escape.
Sure.
Alright. So, Xana begins to kind of struggle and push and pull to try and get out of this. And
What would that be, check-wise?
it is a strength check. Are you able to roll, or?
Oop, I think I clicked the wrong one.
Oh.
There we go.
And the other wrong one.
Strength. Just the regular strength on the left-hand side.
Okay.
It's been a wash
I
for
can't
everything.
read. Where's strength? Right there.
It's
Click
the top
button.
box.
Click thing.
Hey,
go.
look at that. Yeah, so
That's really good.
Xana is able to push and pry as she pops out of the side. And that did take your action, but you are free of the creature, and Valcrie, you could see her barely hanging on to consciousness. Would you like to
So
use
bonus
Yeah.
action wolf.
Woof? Alright.
Yes.
Ooh, bonus. Save your health. Save your health.
Probably a smart choice. As her form shifts back into that familiar wolf form, and gives her some much needed temporary hit points. And Valcrie, that'll bring us to you.
Okay, well, this Jello is getting really close for comfort. So, definitely gonna risk it trying to hurt me again. That's fine, so I can run to the corner.
Alrighty, let's see.
Plus, I'm taking reaction, so that's good.
It launches out another pseudopod, but this time you were able to dodge out of the way knowing it's coming. And you make it there safely.
Okay. Awesome. Let's see. So I have concentration, so whatever I do cannot use concentration. Also, let me make a note of my spells before I forget. My one spell. What are you? Can I use you? How is that not concentration? Awesome. Okay. So I really don't like this guy, and so I'm just gonna start throwing out some more magic-y spells. So now we're gonna do a ray of sickness on him.
Okay.
Because I really don't like him.
Go ahead and make me an attack
Pew.
roll.
Let me go to my front, because if I was smart, I put it on there. Yes, I did. Okay.
That'll hit.
Oh, not disadvantage, yeah.
It still hits.
Cool.
This
Even
is
on a 12?
This is very
Nice.
difficult to miss. It is literally like hitting the broadside of a barn.
Well, awesome. Okay. And I believe that one, or that usage, just stays whatever it is, so that's a 2d8.
You're a warlock, so it's casted at the highest level you have, yeah?
Well, that one was a...
Oh, no, yeah,
base-
that's your one
Yeah,
spell long
that's-
rest. Yep, you're correct.
Right, 'cause that's my tiefling, so it's just a one-off.
Yes.
So,
2d8 poison damage, and I need to make a con save, which it fails.
yes, you do. So now he's also poisoned! Yay! Yay, me! 12 damage, and he's poisoned. Cool. Which I think means he can't move, right?
No, it means he has disadvantage on all attack rolls, though.
Oh, well, hopefully the big scary wolf prevents him from moving too, but who knows.
Alright. Elias.
That is turn.
Okay. Let's do a thing. Let's get ourselves out of the way. And let's force another DC 15 dex, I think.
Alright. That's a failure. With a solid -3.
Yep.
Ooh.
Alright, he'll take 5 radiant damage.
Alright, blasting it with more radiant fire begins to burn away, and you can see that the edges are starting to look damaged, and the creature is having difficulty holding itself together, but it's still there.
And let's get a shillelagh up, actually.
Alrighty.
There's no reason not to have it going, just in case.
Is there a bop?
Alright. That It's my general attack thing.
Yeah.
Before I ever fight something in melee, I cast it once.
Alrighty. Ari, at the start of your turn, you also find yourself restrained and unable to breathe, and as the acid burns in past your armor, you're going to take 25 points of acid damage.
Christ.
And what would you like to do?
Try to get out.
Alright, roll me a strength check.
Athletics or
Nope. Strength check.
Okay.
Yeah, and similar to Xana, you were able to pry and pull yourself not sucked in too deep to this creature and pop out onto the other side. That did take your action.
Cool.
Does he get to choose where he comes
wait
out,
a
or is
second.
it random?
Sorry. Can you can teleport when you're restrained, right?
Yes.
Okay.
But you did
In
already
the future, no, I know. I'm saying in the future, I'll use Misty Step, but I literally forgot I had that and was checking my spells for some others. It was like, fuck. Understand I can't now, but just wanted to double check that that was a thing you could do.
Yes.
Okay. I do not have any handy bonus actions for the moment, but I am going to back away. If Roll20 will let me move.
Alright, and it already used its reaction to swing at Valcrie, so it does not swing towards you.
Hell yeah. Cool.
And Valcrie,
That
go ahead and
seems-
roll me
that seems
that
far
2d6.
Shit, I have another spell.
Valcrie, did you hear me? Another 2d6 cold.
Fun.
Flash R.
I think Bree might be cutting out a little bit. Oh,
Boom!
there it is. Nice.
But, not ideal, but okay. Do you not hear me?
Average.
I
you
hear
I
you
can hear you now.
Yeah, you were cutting out a little bit, but we got you now. Alright, as this cold
Well,
from this...
You guys are also cutting out. It was like mildly robotic.
Yeah. As this dark portal begins to just wrap and pull at this entity, freezing part of it that breaks off, but it does continue to slurp forward, and I need another dexterity from the wolf this time.
I can try.
Just
Let's see.
And I think it just has a +2.
Yeah, I just got the spinning wheel of floating death, so please don't kill me, Austin.
I'm gonna do my best.
Weird
Hey!
wolf form.
Wait, why did that... Oh, that rolled 2. 14 + 2 is 16, which I think is still enough. Let me check. Yes! As you are able to dodge out of the way of this engulfing creature and kind of pop out to the side, but it does kind of continue to slurp past and gets right up next to Zella. And Zella, it is your turn.
Fortunately, I can run away. At least a little further to a corner. And then I will shoot it again.
Alright, it will take an attack of opportunity.
Aw, darn. I didn't think it was that close.
7. You will take 10 points of acid damage, but those definitely hit, and the first one is a crit. Nice, for 17 points of damage as you cut through this creature, and it is very much not looking good. It is barely holding itself together, and you see it jiggling like jello.
I'm barely hanging on.
Alright, and that'll bring us to Xana. Xana in wolf
I'm
form.
afraid if I bite it that I'm gonna get acid damage for touching it.
Do you want to hold off then?
Yeah, probably.
Alright. That'll bring us to Valcrie.
I need you to hold up 1 second.
Okay.
Because I thought I forgot something when I leveled up, and I said, nah, Bree, you're crazy, and then, yeah, I got the other tiefling spell, so now I have to input it, so it's not in the fucking whatchamacallit. So, just doing a quick typey. I think what I'm gonna do, though, just to be easy, I think I'm just gonna Eldritch Blast it. Yeah. That's what I'm thinking. And go Eldritch Blast. I don't know if I need to. I might want to move really quick. Let's see. Yeah. We'll go Floop. Although I don't know if that's a great place, but it's where we're gonna go. And then we're just gonna Eldritch Blast.
Alright, go ahead and give it to me. 2 blasts.
Pew!
And one more. That
I
one
get
will
2?
hit. Yeah, you're level 5 now.
Oh shit.
That'll hit as
Pew!
well.
I was gonna say, otherwise that'd be really weak sauce. 5 plus 5. That's not terrible, actually. With my luck.
Alright, and you blast 2 more chunks off of this thing, and it is still holding on, but just barely. Anything else, Valcrie?
Nope.
Alright, Elias.
Tis all.
1, 2, 3, stock 4, 5, 6, and I would like it to make a dex save.
Okay.
Actually, I could go there with my sticks.
And with a natural 1, it definitely fails.
Alright. I'd like it to take 6 more radiant damage.
Alright, burning it a little bit more. And Ari, that'll bring us back to you.
I'm gonna eat a javelin at it.
Go for it. I think you're within the close distance of Javelin.
Yeah.
Is Javelin 20 feet?
I'd have to look.
Nope, 3120. It says it right there. Yep. So 13 will hit. Go and roll me damage.
Man, I have rolled min damage on like 4 attacks today.
Ari, how do you want to do this?
Yeah.
You know, have you ever like popped a balloon by like throwing a dart through it?
Yep.
Basically that. That's how I envision this working.
Alright, so you kind of toss out this javelin and just straight through it, and it shudders for a moment before just kind of imploding out into a pile of goo that is unmoving. And you all are now back in the room with no further entities in sight.
Man, I really thought having high AC would make me a little bit tankier.
We're doing well. We're doing fine. There's probably no loot from that guy, unfortunately.
Perhaps not.
Elias
We also
just
wanna
here
keep-
for the loot.
It's a dungeon crawler. It's all about kill the monster, loot the room, repeat.
You can make it about whatever you want to make it about.
Does anybody want to search the room just in case?
You guys
Would
did
you like-
start looking at the carvings before this
Oh yeah,
actually
let's
happened.
continue doing that. Have a guidance and a help.
Valcrie,
Valcrie, if you want.
are you closing up your gateway of darkness?
Yeah. We don't need that anymore.
All right, so it is dispersed.
So are there like carvings by the doors or something, or are they
There
on
are
the wall?
carvings all along the wall. They're just about everywhere.
Well, Valkyrie will take this corner, or the
I-
section of the room, and would like to look at those carvings.
I will do the help thing with the magic thing, and let's see what we can learn thing.
Go for it. Valcrie, go ahead and give me an investigation at advantage with a d4.
Okay. Investigation at advantage with a D4. 22.
Yeah. So looking at these are intricately carved. These frescoes depict these large tower-like cities of black stone that are just in these horrific scenes, just completely submerged beneath large raging seas. And it is this large, one endless picture that is depicting these multiple cities with these large waves just crashing down like tsunamis. And you see tiny little people that are just being engulfed by these waves.
Pleasant.
Fascinating. Mayhaps the next corner.
Looking around, this continues around this entire room.
Oh,
It is
so they're all the
this-
same types of carvings?
Yep, it is all not repeated, but it seems to be different cities. Some of them with tall towers, some of them with wide cylindrical towers, but all having these massive, high-built cities.
Concern.
Alright, boys and/or girls. What door do we want to try?
You see
I see 3
four-
choices. Well, yeah, there's 4. There's a north, a south, and a
Two to the
northwest and a
west.
southwest.
Yep.
Does anybody have a
Oh.
preference? I'm thinking we're trying to go more southeast. So we've got to figure out a way to get back that way.
Well,
Right,
so we
that
can
was what
only
we were
do
told?
this door or this door?
Let's try this one. I got a good feeling about that if you guys don't have anything better.
Seems fine.
Sure.
Alright. Well, let's assume door opening formation. Wanna check for traps real quick, just in case?
We can try.
Alright, has a guidance. Let's see if we're about to get trapped.
Go for it.
Pray a sense of the trap.
Well, if it is, we're hopefully going to find out the 23.
Looking at this door, it seems exactly identical to the last one. It is the same metallic metal make with the large carvings of water, of waves and waterfalls, and the simple handle. And kind of looking around, it is completely sealed with the room. And kind of testing the handle, it does not seem to be locked.
Alright, let's
Same
do
as
it.
the last time.
Door opening formation and open the door.
Ooh, I am not in door opening shape.
Who wants to trade with you for door opening formation? How much lay on hands do you have?
Decent amount, but it's kind of a in combat resource more than anything. It would be kind of a shame to burn through a ton of it when we're vibing in a relatively safe location.
Do you want to short rest and hit dice then?
It would be good for my health.
It'd also be good for her spell slot, so
Hey,
I'm good with
sweetheart.
it.
Okay.
Yeah, I'd get spell slots back. That'd
Yeah.
be neat.
Yeah. Let's attempt a short rest. If that's acceptable.
All right.
Our
For sure.
delightful and benevolent DM.
You all begin to huddle up in one of the corners, kind of trying to take some moments to fix up your wounds and regain some connection to the weave. And with that, I think that's a good place to end for the night and where we will pick up. But you can go ahead and roll your hit dice and regain anything you get on a short rest.
All
Nope,
I got
that means we weren't
I got
interrupted.
Got 22 back.
Hey DM, can you fix me?
Yeah, I gotcha. All right.
Thanks.
But with that, we will see everyone next time. Please join us next Thursday at 6 p.m. Central for another episode of Undermountain. Until then, check out Javelin Entertainment, and we'll see you next week.
Hell yeah, dudes.